In this video, I'll show you the fastest way to farm Z-merits and how many you can earn in the new Lost Void mode, which is replacing the Withered Domain. I originally made a farming guide for the Withered Domain, but since that mode has been discontinued, it's time for an update. And as always, I'll make this as quick as possible. Let's get started. And just a heads up, I'll be using the old term investigation points to refer to the new term shadow crystal data. And I'm doing this because not everyone is comfortable or familiar yet with the new replacement that they recently added, being shadow crystal data. And investigation points from the Withered Domain and shadow crystal data from the Lost Void serve the exact same purpose. You can enter the Lost Void from the outpost interior or via compendium. Hollow 0. Once there, select Lost Void and you'll see this menu. The interesting thing about this mode is that bounty commissions still offer a separate Z-merits cap of 1000 per week, while keeping the farming cap of Z-merits separate, much like the Withered Domain. Completing bounty commissions still only requires 8000 investigation points, and additionally, we now have Victoria Housekeeping coupons, which you can use with Roland in the outpost interior to get discs for your agents without spending any energy. Now, onto the farming phase. Go to Battlefront Purge in the Lost Void menu. For the purpose and flow of this video, I'm going to choose difficulty 5 for now, and it will make sense later because we are going to cover some other difficulties to prove and show what's best. And just so you know, if you're above Internet level 50, you'll only earn investigation points for bounty commissions in difficulty 4 and 5, and this does seem intended to slow down investigation point and Z-merits farming. But don't worry, like I said, I'll cover the main difficulties in this video with the help of some Discord members in our community as well. By the way, we've got a really fun and welcoming Discord community. You can join us with the link in the comments. Back to the guide, you can add ether activity to any difficulty level, which increases the investigation points rewards, but remember, you only need 8000 investigation points to complete all 4 bounty commissions. Obviously, the ether activity also grants you rewards for doing and completing those challenges, but that's not what we're going to cover in this video. We are covering what's the best route and way to farm your weekly Z-merits. And using ether activity while farming your Z-merits weekly isn't ideal, and I'll demonstrate why straight away. Let's skip ahead to the first elite boss fight to show you how inefficient it is to enable the ether activity. Even with this clip accelerated by 1000, the boss's health bar barely decreases due to the added difficulty. Worst yet, a run on difficulty 5 without ether activity already provides the necessary 8000 investigation points for full bounty commission completion, and without optimal resilience and gear, you will likely not tick all the boxes in the first elite room at stage 1, which will only then yield you 25 Z-merits instead of 30. So in short, avoid ether activity add-ons when farming Z-merits. Right, let's get down to the juicy part. Let's start our first Z-merit run. I'll explain everything about what you need to look out for, such as random encounters, the farming Z-merits cap, and path strategies. I've added a Z-merit counter on the screen so you can track the rewards as we progress and see what gets included within the weekly cap and what's separate. So for our first run, Lost Void, Battlefront Purge, difficulty 5, untick all ether activity and choose your best team. What you immediately want to look out for on the first floor is paths for consecutive random encounters on the same route. These are the blue light bulb icons with the exclamation mark, which when you enter them, they have a chance to spawn what I call a fissure that gives you 225 Z-merits in one go. Yeah, 225 in one go. I'd say they are like moderately rare. I think there's about a 25% chance for that to spawn, and if it doesn't spawn, you'll get some NPCs granting you gear instead. And though it's rare to get 2 consecutive random encounters on the same route, just refresh stage 1 up to 3-4 times I'd say if you're feeling lucky. Otherwise, you can just go ahead with 1. Select gear from Ophelia and Ray, grab the decibel and energy charges, and prioritize the route with the random encounters like we've discussed. In this instance, we only found 1 random encounter, and unfortunately, no fissure spawned, so we'll just carry on to the elite room. And now that we've completed the elite room, in an S rank, it will reward us with 30 Z-merits instead of 25 that we got for an A rank completion. And this counts towards our weekly farm cap, so it's going to our weekly farm counter. On to stage 2 of our first run. Here we chose the shortest route with 1 random encounter. Sadly, no fissure spawned again. Straight to the elite room. We completed it in S rank and it earned us 75 Z-merits this time. So stage 1 yields 30 and stage 2 yields 75. And this goes into our weekly farm counter again. Onto the final stage, stage 3 of our first run. This time we got lucky. We got 2 random encounters consecutively on the same path. So as I explained earlier, we're going to pick that route even if it adds an extra room, because the random encounters are just too valuable. First random encounter, no fissure. Second random encounter, no fissure again. But don't worry, they aren't that rare. I've just been extremely unlucky here. So let's carry on to the final boss. You should defeat him with ease and get your final Z merits, but here is where it can get confusing. You see where it says we received 225 Z merits from this battle? Well, we didn't actually receive that amount. We only received 120 for defeating Bringer, but the game for whatever reason doesn't specify the individual reward for the final room and includes it with the reward you received from stage 1 and 2, which was 30, 75 and 120 for the one we just got, which brings us to a total of 225. So our first Z merits farm run gave us 225 Z merits. We currently have 250 because we did that first stage in A rank that gave us that 25 that we quit immediately after. So don't get confused by this. We didn't get any random encounters, but hopefully we'll have more luck in the next one. For our second run, we're sticking with difficulty 5 and repeating what we did on the first run, aiming for those random encounters as usual. And look, we got lucky again. 2 random encounters appeared on the same path. So we're heading down that one. No fissure on the first encounter, and the second, there it is. Isn't it beautiful? Now all you need to do is approach it, engage it in dialogue, and boom, you just got 225 Z merits. Yep, just like that. It's worth noting that random encounter rewards are not calculated separately, but are included in the new weekly farming cap. Therefore, we're adding this 225 Z merits to our weekly farming cap counter, along with the stage Z merit rewards. And don't worry, I'll prove this at the end of this run. Now let's keep moving. We completed the first stage elite room with an S rank, giving us 30 Z merits, and now we're moving on to stage 2 of our second run. By now, you should understand what to look out for on these paths and what to do, so I'll jump straight to the random encounter room. No fissure here, so straight to the lead room we go. We completed it with another S rank rating, giving us 75 Z merits for stage 2. Now, onto our final stage. There are 2 random encounters on the far left path, so obviously we're taking that route. Lady Luck is with us. Another fissure. That's our second fissure in this run, adding another 225 Z merits to our weekly counter. Now we've defeated the boss, let's see what we got. Remember when I said I'll prove that random encounter Z merit rewards count towards the weekly farming cap? Well, here's the proof. We gained 650 Z merits in total from this run, and here's the breakdown. 225 from 2 random encounters, so which gives us 450, 30 from stage 1, 75 from stage 2, and 120 from stage 3. So why did we only receive 650? Well, remember the first run we did at the start of the video that gave us 25 Z merits for an A rank completion? Well, adding that 25 to 650 should give us 675. But we only gained 650 because we had already reached the weekly cap of 900 Z merits at the end of this run. That's right. The weekly cap is 900 Z merits, and to eliminate any doubt that that cap might be higher than 900 or that random encounters fissure Z merits are infinite, I did a third run to confirm it. No random encounters appeared on the first stage, and we received no Z merit rewards for an S rank completion of the first elite room. No rewards were given for S rank completion of the elite room in the second stage either, and in the third stage, a fissure spawned before the boss. Although it displayed a reward of 225 Z merits, we didn't actually receive it. The usual notification on the left side of the screen did not appear, indicating that the reward wasn't added, and after completing the final boss at the final room, we received 0 Z merit rewards for the entire run. This confirms that random encounters are indeed counted toward the weekly Z merit farm cap and are not unlimited. But what about the Withered Domain? Is the 900 Z merit cap separate for the Lost Void and the Withered Domain? Can we get additional Z merits from there? I tested this thoroughly, and the answer is no. You cannot earn more Z merits from the Withered Domain once you hit the weekly cap. Whatever you gain from the Withered Domain counts towards the shared 900 weekly cap between the Lost Void and the Withered Domain. Since we had already reached the limit for this week, no reward spawned after the first elite room. In conclusion, the weekly Z merits farming cap is 900, shared across both the Lost Void and Withered Domain. Random encounter rewards are included in this cap, so plan your farming runs according to them. But Static, what about other difficulties? Well, let's have a look at that quickly. Difficulty 4. With the help from Sonny1 from our Discord community server, link in comments, we confirmed that the Z merit rewards are identical to difficulty 5. 30 for stage 1, 75 for stage 2, and 120 for stage 3. Sure, Sonny. Oh, and random encounter fissures also only grant 225 Z merits for difficulty 4, same as difficulty 5 that we did. But what about difficulty 3? Well, thanks to Thirsty Blood from our Discord community server again, we verified that Z merit rewards are again identical identical: 30, 75, and 124 stages 1, 2, and 3. Cheers, blood. Oh yes, and random encounter fissures also only grant 225 Z merits, exactly the same as the other difficulties. However, difficulty 3 doesn't provide investigation points if you're above Internet level 50. So, what is the best farming strategy? And which difficulty should you focus if you're above Internet level 50? And the winner is difficulty 4. Difficulty 4 is the optimal for weekly farming since it provides investigation points and Z merits. 2 runs of difficulty 4 and 5 will usually be enough to reach the 900 Z merits weekly farming cap unless you get extremely lucky with the random encounters, but most of the time you will have to do at least 2 runs of either difficulty 4 or 5. And you're probably thinking, well, difficulty 5 gives me 8,000 investigation points from 1 run, so I might as well just do that. But remember, you'll need to do at least 2 runs of difficulty 5 to reach your 900 Z merit farming cap. So regardless of what you do, you will need to do, most often, 2 runs, and you might as well do them in difficulty 4 because they'll be faster and each run of difficulty 4 will grant you investigation points. So unless you get very unlucky with random encounters, you'll usually only need to do 2 runs of difficulty 4 to max out your 900 Z merits farming cap, and you'll also get a total of 8,000 investigation points to receive your 1,000 Z merits from bounty commissions, bringing you to a total of 1,900 Z merits weekly. And remember, even if you try farming the Withered Domain after reaching the cap of 900, no additional Z merits will be rewarded. That's it. I hope this video helped you understand the new Lost Void mode and how you can maximize your rewards from it. I'm Static, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.